back-end bench warmers, and we'll be referencing our sponsor, MyBookie, throughout the next segment. We are about to get to our NFL Pickem, but we got to do most dominant team of the week first. But like we said, promo code BENCH, double your first deposit. There's tons of great games coming up, and they have that lock on the hockey game. We tweeted about it, so if you're following us on Twitter, which everybody should, at FEOTBpod, you knew about the lock. If one team scores in the Seattle or Vegas game, it's plus 100 odds. You probably missed out on that. If you did, we apologize, but they do, like they have the UFC, if somebody bleeds, you won, and it was plus 175.
There's always stuff like that. You just gotta, they have new ones each week. Like, you just gotta check out the new ones. I hammered the hell out of that. I'm already predicting the future. I already won $25 on it. Guaranteed, because I threw money on that. You have to take those when you can on MyBookie.
All right, most dominant team of the week. Mine, the Kentucky Wildcats. They're sneaky. They're a sneaky 6-0 team. They're in the SEC. They've pumped everybody they've played. They've been playing some worse teams, but this past weekend they played LSU, ran for 330 yards. Chris Rodriguez Jr., 16 attempts for 147, and then Cavassier Smoke, 107.
What a fucking name.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's that's just how I'm predicting you say his name. Cavassier Smoke, 107 on 12 carries. This is their toughest game. If they're going to prove me right and prove themselves as true contenders, they at least show out in this game against Georgia and make it a close game. But right now, they're quietly building a New Year's Six resume. That's what I'm going to say out there. I don't think they beat Georgia.
Quietly, let's put it that way. Quietly.
They're just over here building an undefeated resume. No, don't look over here. That's okay. Who do you got for most dominant team?
My most dominant team of the week, it's the Buffalo Bills. Like I said, I think they are the best team in football.
No one circles the wagons
no
like
one circles
the Buffalo Bills.
And goddamn, I love watching this offense play. Like what the Chiefs' offense was so hard to watch because they're in your division. Watching the Bills' offense is just so much fun to watch because Josh Allen, obviously a Wyoming guy, we like to claim him in Colorado because Wyoming doesn't have a fucking football team. So we claim him as a hometown or home state kid. And then you have the Emmanuel Sanders who won you a Super Bowl getting two back-to-back weeks with 2 touchdowns apiece. Oh, he is balling out, and this Bills' offense as back-to-back weeks where you put up 40-plus points. Obviously, you have the slaughtering of the Texans, of those bowls, and then you have the slaughtering of the Chiefs. That is probably not the best way to put that, but it's okay.
Well, yeah, the Bills slaughtering the Chiefs, especially on the day. That's
probably a tough one.
Very off-color reference. Obviously, we didn't mean it that way. No, the Bills are that good, and I like the Bills also being this good because it's hurting the Patriots having them in their division. And they're going through, like, the Patriots, you enjoyed 20 years of dominance. Now you get to understand what it's like to have a generational quarterback in your division that's not on your own team. Which, speaking of that, we get into our NFL Pick'em for Week 6. And the standings, it is still close. I'm still
within. This week, yeah.
We did tie this week, depending on how it actually doesn't even matter. With Ravens win, we both win 11-5. The Ravens lose, we both win 10-6. Benchwarmers had a decent week as well. No ties this week. For the first time in 2. But Nico, you're leading 54-25. Like I said, could be 55 wins after the Monday Night Football game. I'm at second with 45-36. And the Benchwarmers on the season, 42-36 or 31-6.
I'm very disappointed, man. I'm only at 10 wins this week. Very disappointed myself.
I knew you would come back down to earth. Nobody picks 13 games right in a row, 3 weeks in a row.
Hey,
that just doesn't happen. And if it happens, I don't even care if I lose the pick'em because that's ridiculous. I got to believe at some point karma's going to turn around and it's going to come into my favor. I'm getting there. I've righted myself after the last 2 weeks. I'm not sure how this one's going to go. There's a lot of games that
There's a lot of interest. I think there's a lot of toss-ups.
Yeah, there's a lot of them where I'm like, they're at home. So
yeah.
That's what I'm going to go with. But let's get into it. And all of the Benchwarmers and the 2 of us both picked the Ravens. So however that game ends up, we'll be sure to update it because we should be seeing the last of that. But first game, Thursday Night Football, Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers, going into Philadelphia to play Nick Sirianni.
Hey, I told you the Eagles were scary last week. I told you. I tried to tell you. Jalen Hurts is balling. The dude is balling. There's You cannot say I'm lying on that. 'Cause
No, imagine what he would be doing if Nick Sirianni was a good coach.
I'm not taking Eagles here at all. There's no chance in hell.
Thank you.
I'm not an idiot, but I'm saying the Eagles.
Were you nervous when the Bucks were losing last week early to the Dolphins, or were you like,
Oh no! I was more worried about the Patriots because I had the Patriots. Well, because like I said, I say it every week. My Patriots were the lock last week. It took Mac Jones to come back to hold on to that win.
That was interesting.
Oh no! I held on to dear life.
Honestly, I thought the talent gap was not as big between the Bills and Patriots. And the week before, the Bills put 44 on the Texans, and the Patriots struggled to put 25.
But they competed with the Bucks, and that's why I was like, well, the Buccaneers.
Yeah, well, I think that had a lot to do. Brady was out of his mind with nerves during that game, and the weather. It was not good. I don't think it was that big of a factor, but we're both going Tampa Bay.
Easy
on that
one. That's
one.
easy money one.
Dolphins at Jags in London, back-to-back London games.
This is the first year there's 2 London games too, right?
No, it is. I think it's the first year that they're back-to-back, but they've had them, or at least multiple international.
They picked the worst. Like, you know what? Fuck it. These 2 teams. Last week it was the Jets and the Falcons, and this week is the Dolphins and Jags. And they go with the NFL decided they're like, you know what? Which 2 organizations fans don't fucking have anything to root for? And you know what? Let's send them to London and have London fans pick one of these teams so that the following can grow.
Well,
because Jets fans, you can't find any outside of your brother. Falcons fans haven't been found since 28-3. Dolphins fans don't know where they are. And Jaguars fans, have you seen one? Because I haven't seen one in a long time. So shit.
Urban Meyer.
And the girl and his good old girlfriend.
The girl at the bar. No. Imagine, we talk a lot about how bad it is to be a Jets fan here. Imagine being a Jets fan in England, where there's no sun at all and it rains like 3/4 of the year, and then it's also not even the national sport, so nobody's there to commiserate with you. Yeah,
they watch the game and be like, wait, what do you mean football's on? This ain't football?
The Jets.
They buy tickets to the stadium and be like, fuck,
Jets
this isn't
Falcons?
football? Who the fuck are the Jets? No,
why do we care?
I don't know why I'm saying this in it's not even a British accent. I don't know the fuck.
Why would we want to go to the pub and watch the Falcons play Jets and the Dolphins play Jaguars?
A bunch of shitheads who don't know play football with their feet, they play with their hands.
Turn on the Arsenal game. I want to watch a team that I actually know about losing peace.
Yeah.
No, I think the Jaguars get the game in London a lot because the Khans own one of the soccer clubs, I'm pretty sure. Or they have ties in England. But I'm going Dolphins because I can't think that... I don't know when the Jaguars are going to win a game, but I think it's going to come after Urban's fired.
I'm thinking...
I know you are.
I'm thinking this week.
I knew you were going with this.
Because the Dolphins, this Dolphins team, like, with Brissett at quarterback, Brissett was injured too, so I don't even know who they threw in. Because he got injured at some point in the game, and this Dolphins team, I think, is that bad. And look, Trevor Lawrence is 0-5 in the NFL. He hasn't lost 2 back-to-back games since ever in his life before coming to the NFL. Now he's lost 5 in a row. At some point, like I said, you're either high or due, and I think he's due.
He might be due.
So why not? And the fact that they were like, well, James Robinson only had 2 touches in the second half. They're going to fix that because, for fuck's sake, Urban Meyer had no idea about that, which maybe his dyslexia coming in, and the fact that he was
too busy coming up with a medical excuse for next week.
So maybe it's finally they use James Robinson this week, but I'm gonna go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know why. This is another one like the Eagles last week.
Outright or spread? Because their spread is 3.5. Outright money line.
Jaguars are favored.
No, they're the underdog. Plus 3.5 spread.
I like the
money
spread and the money line either way. The spread plus 3.5. I don't think the Dolphins are more than 3.5 points better than the Jaguars.
Oh, I think that they're well ahead of 3.5 points better than the Jaguars. Are they going to play that well? I'm betting that they will. Or I'm going to put my faith in the Pickem that they will. I'm going Miami. You're going Jacksonville. Next game up on the list, Bengals at the Lions. Are you thinking this is the one that the Lions win?
No, this is not the one.
Thank you.
Hold on. I got a question to you because obviously I have the Pickem, and this is a real question because I got $3,000 if. I win $3,000 if I pick every single week and I get a winner, and I'm the last one standing. So, honest question: do you trust the Bengals more against the Lions this week or the Jets in 2 weeks? Because I'm picking them one of these weeks, and I'm not sure if I save them till the Jets week or I go here with the Lions.
This is at Detroit,
and you're at New York in 2 weeks. Do you trust your team more against the Lions or trust them more against the Jets? You probably trust them more.
I trust them pretty good.
Who do you trust them more?
Yeah. Dan Campbell, the way that the team reacted after losing.
That was tough. Poor guy.
So, I don't know. If I'm going to say
I'm
one of those
leaning-
teams is more ripe for an upset at this point, I'm going to say it's probably the Lions.
Yeah, because
Of
they wanna
coming
play
off
for
of the
Dan
emotional.
Campbell.
Yeah, they want to win for Dan Campbell. They're all emotional. They all want to win. So that gives me the most hesitancy. I still think I'm picking the Bengals. I still think the Bengals will win. But if I'm going to go for the lock and I want to win 30 grand?
$3,000.
$3,000? Yeah, if I want to win $3,000, I would probably be more apt to pick against the Jets.
Because I have some options this week, and the Bengals were an interesting one, but I do kind of want to say the Bengals or the Jets. I'm going Bengals.
Betting on the Bengals is
it's tough.
It's never a lot. It's never a game where you're like,
fun.
oh, they won 45-0. Great. I didn't even have to sweat. No, you're sweating every single time.
You are sweating every
That's why it's orange, black, and white, so that you can never sweat through a gray jersey. That's what I think of as a Bengals fan. Oh, we're both on the Bengals in that one. My bookie has that line -3 for the Bengals, and they're -165.
Very
Plus 140 for the Lions. I don't hate that money line for the Lions if you think that they're going to bounce back. Yeah. If you're in Detroit and you got to have some form of joy.
This is McPherson's revenge game because obviously the Lions have lost the last 2 weeks on a 50-plus yard field goal. But it's McPherson's chance to win it this week.
Could be.
Go 3 in a row.
Could be. Next up, we have the Packers and Bears, an NFC North rivalry matchup. The Bears
look good.
Got to win against the Raiders. Kind of beat them up a little bit.
Maybe it was a game that they weren't really thinking about the game because of all the John Gruden stuff. Before you got fired, that was on top of their mind.
Yeah.
And we all know scandal games never work out. Urban Meyer and John Gruden. So Bears didn't look bad. Justin Fields obviously the future. They did a good job by giving Lazar the reins.
You always got to wonder if that's truly what's going on because Nagy comes out and says he's calling plays and then Lazer's calling plays.
It doesn't matter.
It's a collaboration. Better. Yeah, they do look better. I will say that, but I'm still interested to see how that whole thing is going to work out.
I'm not betting against future Denver Bronco Aaron Rodgers.
No.
I'm not betting against future Denver Bronco Aaron Rodgers.
That pick early on in the game, though, against Cincinnati had to have a lot of people sweating. So
yeah, they had me sweating. The ride the slope last week fucking was dead by the time your game ended anyways, so...
It happens. The Bears plus 4.5 this week. And the Packers.
I would not be surprised to take. I would not hesitate taking Bears plus 4.5 though, because I think the Packers haven't had a statement win. You know what I mean? They've had games where they sneaked out wins. I think if they're due for a statement win, I don't think it's against this Bears team.
Next up, we have the Texans at the Colts. Right now, the Colts are tied. The Colts blew their big lead on Monday Night Football, tied with 18 seconds left in the fourth. So it looks like we're getting overtime. But they're playing the Texans. I don't know. I thought that I might get some heat for this one, but I'm thinking that this might be a win for the Texans. The Texans showed me a lot against the Patriots.
Davis Mills season? Poor Tyrod Taylor, first of all. The guy lost his job again for no fucking reason.
Well,
and they're not going to not play Davis Mills after what he did last week.
I think you have to. It's weird for me picking Davis Mills because we have the opposite situation. He's got the longest neck in the world, and that's the joke. My brothers would go to throw punch me when we were in high school, and they're like, I can't. That's not fair. There's no throat to punch. Honestly, I think that the Colts are not the team that I thought they were. They got a good win a few weeks ago, and I know I missed on that one. I am comfortable saying I think the Texans win this game. So I'm going Houston.
I'm riding the Colts for the sole reason Jonathan Taylor. That motherfucker almost lost me a fantasy football game this week.
He's a bad man.
As we're recording this, I'm checking my phone every fucking 5 minutes because I had Hollywood Brown, my opponent had Jonathan Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor had put up a 40 piece, and luckily I had some cover, and Marquise Brown's putting up points for me, and I think I'm winning this game. But shit, Jonathan Taylor is a dog. That dude, and even with a depleted offensive line, without Quentin Nelson, he's still running and doing whatever he wants.
He's a bad man. He doesn't go down easy, and it normally takes 2 or 3 guys to bring him down. There's not a line for this one since the Colts are still playing.
They wait till after the game.
But who do you think he's going to be? I think it's going to be easy.
After this game, they're going to give the Colts, I think, -4.5.
4.5? I thought it was going to be 1, honestly, or maybe 2.5. I was thinking 2.5 because
at home,
yes.
I think they'll give them more because of this performance.
Okay.
Because of this performance, if they got their asses kicked, which they probably should have against this Ravens team who we thought were that good. If they got their asses kicked, then there would have been a +1. It would have been a -1 spread because they were the home team. Mm-hmm. But I think it could be -3.5.
Yeah, I mean, 25 points against the Ravens might get you that extra point back. And I like Frank. Frank Reich's a good head coach. And by the way, if you want a guy to lead you a major comeback, Frank Reich's he had the biggest in major Division I college at Maryland, and he had the biggest in the NFL for the Bills for a long time. They were talking about that actually at the beginning of the game today. But no, I think it'll be that's one of the toss-ups. I was
that's a coin flip.
I like the Texans and the way they played the last couple.
Carson Wentz looked pretty decent too today. Like he
looked okay.
He led a game-winning field goal drive. It looks like
maybe Calais Campbell has blocked one kick already.
That's true.
And he's 6'7". So we're split on that one. Next up, Rams Giants.
This is my lock of the week.
I think this one's pretty simple.
My next thing is do I save the Rams too? Because the Rams have some games on their schedule where I want to save them too. But look, Daniel Jones. Fuck me. One of my leagues I had Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley because I was like, you know what? Daniel Jones actually has been putting up good fantasy points. He's lost football games and he's not good in terms of winning football games, but he's good for winning fantasy football. He's put up 25 points on my bench, and I was like, you know what? Baker's playing the Chargers. Chargers have a good D. I'll start Daniel Jones. Motherfucker gets injured. Look. Obviously, hope he gets better. I'm not saying this as a fan of the team. I'm saying this as a fantasy footballer. But shit, that's tough.
It was a rough situation. Him, Barkley, and Galladay all went down in the same.
And Sterling Shepard. Who wasn't even there. Who else? They had they had another injury. Oh my god, they had 4 guys. There were 5 guys. Galladay, Shepard, Saquon, Daniel Jones. They had one more. Kadarius Toney was the guy that produced the most. Yeah. But they had another receiver out too. I forget whose name it was.
They should have been playing Kadarius Toney a lot earlier on in the season. They maybe would have won a couple of those games.
And legit, the Giants' receiving core is low-key slept on. Like, when they're all healthy, that is. When they're all healthy, a trio, Galladay, Shepard has had some pretty good games, and then also Kadarius Toney. That's a good young receiving core. It's obviously not as good as the Bengals' young receiving core, but it's a decent one that you could have for a few years. Like, you have weapons on offense. This Giants team has talents. Like, I'm not sitting here with, like, I'm the Jets. I'm like, who the fuck is Zach Wilson throwing to? Daniel Jones has options. They just don't have anyone else. And the Rams are that dude.
Yeah, Matt Stafford had a bounce back game. We're both on the Rams this week.
Honestly, we never gave our. Oh my god, the moment. Oh no, he did. That was the replay. I thought he blocked it again. No, that was a replay. Yeah. But the Rams, I would say right now, Rams Bills are my Super Bowl because the Rams defense right now is that good.
We're both on the Rams, and we took a little bit of a break because Rodrigo was lining up for the game winner.
4 kickers. Kickers are the eventual murder. I think that's.
We say that as Justin Tucker's out there for the coin toss.
Okay, that's
the only good kicker.
Unless you have Justin Tucker on your football team, you do not kick the ball.
No, Rodrigo, you just exemplified the reason why my dad made the kickers sleep.
Justin Tucker's a lot shorter than I thought.
I mean, Carson Wentz is 6'5". So he's about 6'3". Yeah, Carson Wentz is he's a huge human being.
Man, damn! I'm sleeping on Carson Wentz. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, Chiefs Washington, our next game. Let's get back on track here. This is not a bounce back game for Taylor Heineke. This is a bounce back game for the Chiefs. I think this might be the game that they hold a team under 30 points because it's Taylor Heineke.
It's Terry McLaurin though, and it's Antonio Gibson and. I'm not betting against the Chiefs here again. Another week. I bet against them last week. It worked out for me. I bet with them 2 weeks ago and it hurt me. But I'm gonna bet with them this week, and I feel like it's a lock because Washington. What is this defense? I would so much hope this secondary is garbage.
And not
absolute garbage. Outside of number 99, I chase young kids. This team is very, very depleted on the defense side of football. I hate that I picked them to win the division because I wish going back that I would have had more faith in the Cowboys, which is very tough to say.
Me too.
Which is very tough to say.
We went through a deep dive last week. Me too. I wish I would have had more faith in the Cowboys because my pick just lost 4 of its 5 offensive starters. But hey, it's fine. It's
another
fine.
1-5.
I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time.
Man. But I'm riding the Chiefs here.
Yeah,
it's a get back.
I'm going Chiefs because I think that They might lose 3 games in a row, but it wouldn't be to the football team as one of those 3 teams. Unless it started them off, and if they weren't paying attention. But now the Chiefs have all their attention. They got to win every week.
Hey, you want to talk about a freezing cold seat? Dan Snyder. John Gruden and all this shit came out. Urban Meyer and Dan Snyder are loving the fuck out of this because all the heat is off of them. Thank God, John Gruden.
Yeah.
I mean, look, first of all, I'm not saying that anything he did was not good. It was all terrible shit. Don't get me wrong. But Urban Meyer, the biggest monkey off his back he's ever fucking had.
He's like, okay, I can save the medical implication for a later date. I don't have to use it this week.
Yeah, because the heat is off me.
It's a crazy situation over there in Las Vegas, but we'll get to that game coming up here. Vikings, Panthers. Carolina, they hurt me the last 2 weeks. I do think that they're good, but Sam Darnold, we overhyped him the first 3 weeks.
We overhyped him because number 22 wasn't on the field. Christian McCaffrey opens up so many avenues. People are forgetting about that. I've said there's a reason why Cam Newton was doable after Super Bowl 50 because of Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey makes any offense he touches that much better because of everything he can do. When he's out and injured like this, people key on DJ Moore, who had a great start of the season because of Christian McCaffrey, and they had that dual threat. But Sam Darnold only has one guy on him, and teams are making him throw the ball. He didn't have to do that, and now here he is having to throw the ball and make plays with his arm, and he's not ready for that yet.
I don't know if he's ready for that. I think I picked the Panthers in this game because Dalvin Cook didn't play last week, and he's probably questionable again this week. I'm going on the faith that neither team's going to have their stud running back, and Kirk Cousins versus Sam Darnold. I'm going to give the edge to to Sam Darnold slightly, only because of Joe Brady. And they're at home. And that's the other reason. They're at home. The Vikings' pass defense sucks, so maybe Sam Darnold will look good again. It's tough.
I'm riding the Vikings here because Alexander Mattison looks really, really good against the Lions. He played really, really well last week. And then Kirk Cousins, look, we want to hate about him not winning big games. They don't have a primetime game this year, so he doesn't have one to choke. These are all games that are stashed away under like the better games of the week. Because no one fucking watches the Lions and Vikings game. No one's going to watch this game. Why the fuck would you throw this game on? They're getting stashed underneath. And then Kirk Cousins, all he has to do is find Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen in open space.
That's true. Yeah, it's a good situation for the Vikings. I'm going with
I'm hammering the Vikings in this one.
I have a little bit too much faith in Joe Brady, I think. So we're split on that one as well. This is going to be a big implicator on the record.
There's a lot of split ones this week too, I think.
Yeah, we'll see who ends up coming up on top. But the next game we have Chargers going to Baltimore to take on the Ravens, who it looks like we're going to see them at least drive down and get a field goal because they're moving the ball pretty good in overtime on Monday Night Football. I didn't go with the Chargers last week. It hurt me. Eckler balled out. Did you start Eckler last week?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
One of my leagues, I have Eckler and Nick Chubb.
Oh,
what the fuck? Both? Oh, talk about.
So that one was an easy. You got
easy
to turn
tub.
that one.
Easy tub.
Yeah, you
I didn't have to worry about that fantasy football score. I was like, oh, that's an easy tub.
Hey, I thought they didn't play football in D2. Austin Eckler had 3 touchdowns yesterday, 2 receiving, or actually it might have been 2 rushing and 1 receiving. 100 yards total, 50 in the air, 60 on the ground. That guy.
Talk about an offense.
But before that, don't mean to interrupt you. Western is in the top 25 in D2 now. They're 24. I can't even remember the last time that happened. But hey,
how about that? But hey, when you think about this Chargers team, the weapons. It's the weapons to me. Like, think about an offense that lost Hunter Henry in free agency. Mike Williams is the number 1 receiver on this team. Keenan Allen is arguably the number 1 receiver, but Mike Williams. That is Justin Herbert's best friend.
Justin Herbert brings a lot to this team too. Having a quarterback that's just not Phillip Rivers does a lot of good.
A mobile quarterback, a guy who can throw the ball more than 20 yards.
Who would have thought? Yeah, who would have thought that would have been great? And he's a big, like 6'6", can throw the ball as far as you need him to.
He's got that pretty boy look. He's got all the shindig with him.
If he was more blonde, he would be sunshine over Trevor Lawrence because he truly has that kind of aura.
Both of them are. It's the Spider-Man meme basically over Who Wants to Be Sunshine.
Yeah, he just needs a little bit longer.
But this Chargers team, I'm still not sold.
I know you aren't.
I'm sold on the Ravens because look, they would get their ass kicked by the Colts, but shit, Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson. That's like for some weird reason, People are I saw lists of top 5 quarterbacks in the league. People don't have Lamar Jackson on that list. What the fuck are we doing? They have Mahomes, they have Herbert, they have Josh Allen, they have
Burrow.
No, on top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right
Under
now.
25.
No, in general,
okay.
in general. And they have Stafford there, and then who was the last?
Probably Murray or somebody.
And they have Kyler Murray, and then and Lamar Jackson's not there. And I'm like, holy fuck, did we forget about who he is? Lamar Jackson is that good. The dude wins football games by himself.
He's got the best winning percentage of the past 3 seasons since he took over. He's got.
I don't know what the stats is on this Monday Night Football game, but I hope to God that they did not break this 100 yards rushing fucking record. But Lamar Jackson is that dude. Legit is that dude.
I can check that very easily here. Yeah.
They had to throw the ball a lot, so I don't know if they could.
Actually, 84 yards rushing.
Oh, well, you got 16 yards. You better run the ball. Jim, come on, Jim, right? It's a record. You got to break the record, right? Maybe they add more time on the clock because they need the record, right? Or you kick the field goal on purpose.
This is why I was surprised that you picked Baltimore because I knew that you were going to be.
It pisses me off still, but I'm not an idiot. I hate the Chargers more than I hate the Ravens.
Yeah, I knew that you weren't sold on the Chargers. This is a prove-it game for me from Lamar Jackson, if you remember.
What the fuck do you mean prove-it game? The guy's
prove that you can win from the pocket. Prove that you can beat a very good team from the pocket.
Well, yeah, beat a very good team. That's the essence there, because he beat the Broncos from the pocket fucking all day.
I'm saying. I know, this is the year. He's proving it so far. They showed he's got, I think it's like 50 points better. When you're betting, it's just as important who you are betting on as where you're betting on. That's why we always tell people to bet with mybookie.ag.
The Arizona Cardinals are red hot right now. They are 6-0. 6-0, incredible, man. They are rolling. And then the Chiefs, as many losses they had last year, the over is always hitting with those games, especially. There's never a better time to get in on the action. Thankfully, my bookie's lock of the season has returned for Seattle versus Vegas on opening night, which is on Tuesday, which you are listening to this after. But there are a lot of promotions like that where you can hit a lot of games very, very close to that. Take the easy win, pat yourself on the back, and use your winnings toward NFL picks for Week 6. There's a lot of NHL games that you can take this weekend. Very, very similar to the Seattle Kraken versus Las Vegas Golden Knights on Tuesday night, which includes a battle between 2 potential Super Bowl contenders, Cardinals and Browns. You're going to want to hammer that over because these offenses are incredible.
Don't miss out on a winning season. Head to mybookie.ag and use our promo code BENCH, BENCH, and you'll double your first deposit. That's promo code BENCH, BNCH, so you can double your funds to double your winnings. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. This one is, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with you. Cowboys, Patriots.
Are you really that interested? Because
I
after the Patriots gave me a fucking death scare last week, I'm not picking against the Cowboys. I said last year, Dak last year during the race season, Dak is that fucking dude. Dak is that dude. And the weapons he has, the amount of fun he's having, they are feeding Zeke, which I love because he's on one of my fantasy teams too.
Also, don't sleep on Tony Pollard.
Oh,
Thunder and lightning.
It's beautiful because they give Zeke the touches in the red zone, so it works perfectly. So Tony Pollard gets the long runs, but Zeke gets the touchdowns. So you win. It's a win-win scenario.
Well, it's truly thunder and lightning, but Zeke can still run. He's fast. This is Lendale White, Reggie Bush at SC. Tony Pollard is elusive. He's slippery, and when he gets in the open field, nobody's tackling him one-on-one. And then Zeke's a dude. Zeke's a beast.
Feed Zeke.
He's a big man. I don't like that he did the training in Cabo and the whole contract situation. And should they have paid him the money that they did?
Probably.
But after they signed a quarterback and not had to go through the 2 years, because honestly, they wasted 2 years at Dak and Zeke with the whole contract negotiation.